We are going to be doing a body appreciation yoga class, and I wanted to start just by getting into the breath. So if sitting in a chair feels good for you, or maybe coming down into onto the ground, you can place your legs onto the chair if that feels okay, or you can come into what's called your Shavasana pose by relaxing your feet, and then one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And then we'll just take a moment to breathe. You can keep your eyes open with a soft gaze, or you can close your eyes if that feels okay for you. And with body appreciation, we want to talk to ourselves like we would to somebody that we love, right? Because sometimes we can be pretty hard on ourselves. We are typically our biggest critic. And body appreciation, it doesn't mean that there aren't things that we don't want to change, but it's about being appreciative to our bodies, where they are right now, what they can do. Just the fact that we can sit here and breathe is amazing. The fact that we could see color, taste flavors is really amazing. The fact that we could think and calculate, communicate. So just having appreciation for the small things can help with our relationship with our body. And so we'll take some time to kind of explore this through our class today. And then if there's maybe an affirmation that you want to use to guide you through class, you can think of that. Maybe it's something like, I appreciate my body. Or, my body is sufficient. Or, my body is enough. Or, my body is beautiful. So if any of those sound good to you, feel free to use those, or maybe there's something else that resonates with you a little better. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath, taking some nice inhales through the nose. And then you can open your mouth, let it fall. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Go ahead and inhale your knees into your chest. We call this ball pose. You can grab onto your shins or your knees and just rock from side to side. If you like happy baby, or if you want to go a little bit deeper into the inner thighs, you can thread your arms through your legs and reach the outer edges of your feet, keeping your feet bent and flat, like you're stepping on the ceiling. You can sway from side to side, or maybe extend one leg and then the other, just exploring and going to what your body is calling for. And then coming back to that intention or that affirmation. Just being appreciative for movement, for breath. And then as you inhale, bring your knee into your chest, your right knee into your chest. Stretch your left leg out long. And then we'll just make small circles with your knee as if you're stirring a pot. So you're making circles with your knee kind of getting into your hip a little bit, stirring the pot. And then when you feel like you've gone one way enough, go ahead and switch the direction. Option to stay here, or if you feel like you want to get into your hamstring a little more, you could extend your right foot towards the sky, grab underneath your hamstring, or maybe your calf or your ankle. You can keep your knee as bent as you need to. It doesn't matter how straight or bent your knee is. It just matters that we are connecting with the breath, we're connecting with the movement, and that we're going to where our body is calling us to. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, release your knee, release your foot, bring it back down to the ground. As you inhale, bring your left knee into your chest, stir the pot. So making some circles with your left knee, as big or small as you want them to. And then again, when you've had enough of one way, reverse your circles. Relaxing the jaw. And then option to stay here, or option to begin to extend your left foot towards the sky. And you don't have to do the same thing on each side. One side might be calling for something, another side might be calling for something else. So just tune in to see, what it is that your body is calling for. Because it doesn't matter what I say, right? I'm just here as a guide. But you are a student to your own body and listening to what it is that your body wants. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, release your foot all the way down to the ground. Stretch your arms out over your head. And then make a big X with your body. So bring your toes to the outer edges of the mat, and then bring your upper arms into like a high V. So you're making an X with your body. There you go. Awesome. Now take your left leg, cross it over your right. Beautiful. Yes. Now take your left hand and reach around and grab onto your right hand. So you're almost making like this half moon or banana shape. And we're just opening up our side body. If you want to go a little deeper, you can kind of inch your upper body over to the side a little bit more to deepen the expression of the pose. And then with every inhale, see if you can breathe into the side space. And with every exhale, see if you can melt a little deeper into the mat. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, release your foot, release your hand. Come back to that center of your mat and come back to your X. So bringing your arms into a high V and your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Then cross your right foot over your left. Bring your right hand into your left hand. And then again, option to deepen the stretch by inching your upper body over to the left just a little more. Being mindful that we're not going too deep, causing unnecessary pain or tension. And then maybe coming back to your affirmation. I appreciate my body, or my body is enough. My body is sufficient. body is beautiful. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, release your foot, release your hand. Bring your knees into your chest. And then grab underneath your thighs and give yourself a nice little rock and roll until you come up into a seated position. Nice, y'all. And then we'll kind of turn and face the front. If a seated position, it doesn't feel good on your lower back, you have your chair. You can sit into your chair. We'll just do a little bit of a side stretch here. So planting your right hand into the ground, reaching your left hand up towards the sky, and then bending over. Nice, y'all. Beautiful. See that you can ground down through your left hip. Take an inhale. As you exhale, turn your belly towards your knee, and then walk yourself to a forward fold. You can make fists with your hands and relax your forehead on top of your fists, if that feels okay. Or maybe you have the space to drop a little bit lower, whatever feels okay for you. And then continue to walk around to the other side. Walk your way back up and over. We'll repeat that on the other side. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale to your side bend. Beautiful. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, turn your belly over towards your knee and walk yourself towards the center. You can always come into the forward fold at your chair as well, if that feels a little bit better. And then begin to walk your hands over towards your right side, and then come all the way back up. Nice, y'all. You got it. You got it. Go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Reach your arms up towards the sky, and then come into a forward fold. And again, you can bend your knees as much as you need or want to. See if you can just kind of surrender into the pose, not being so concerned about how far we can go into the pose, not being concerned about, what it's supposed to look like or how flexible or not flexible we are. Can we just surrender into ourselves? And then slowly come up as you inhale. Beautiful. Okay, so this can also be done on the chair as well. I just want you to point and flex opposite feet, right? Connecting our right brain and our left brain. Now can we add our hands, opposite feet and hands? Sometimes it's like, you have to think about it. Awesome. Now could you point your toes, flex your hands, and then reverse. Nice. Nice, y'all. All right, shake it out. Feel free to keep your legs straight or come back into your easy seat. We're just going to do a little bit of a self-massage. So massaging out your arm. You can, grabbing your thumb and kind of massaging your forearm feels nice when we've been typing all day. Right, and then you can kind of massage up to our shoulders. Give yourself a nice little back rub. And then when you're ready, come onto the other side. Whatever, and again, whatever feels good for you. If there's another pressure point that feels nice. But this thumb one, let me just tell you, typing all day, this thumb one this is like my jam right here. And then coming up, give yourself a little back massage. Like, thank you, body. Yeah, for like holding me up when I'm like typing all of my papers and emails. And then go ahead and come into your neck. Right, there's no right or wrong way to massage. And then maybe your lower cranium. And then feel free to come into your temples, or if you feel like you want to get into your skull, feel free to do that. And then temples, and then jaw. If you're a gum popper, this one feels nice. And then opening and closing your jaw as you massage. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw when we're stressed out. It's very interesting. Just notice throughout the day what your jaw is doing. Nice, y'all. Okay. Coming into tabletop position. So onto hands and knees, so shoulders on top of wrists, wrists parallel to the top of the mat, knees about hips distance apart. Fingertips, you want your index finger or your middle finger facing the front of the mat. And then we'll take a nice inhale, tuck your toes underneath you. And as you exhale, send your hips up towards the sky for downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Nice, y'all look so good. And then option to come down onto your knees and come to a standing position, or option to push your hands and walk them to your feet as you bend your knees nice and deep, and then slowly roll up into a standing position. Nice, y'all. Okay, so we'll do a half sun solution, or sun salutation, not a sun solution. So with our feet underneath our hip bones, facing the front of the room, beautiful, y'all. So it's about 2 fist distance, if you want to kind of eyeball that. And then as you inhale, we'll come into mountain pose. So arms reach up nice and high. Nice, y'all. Press down into the ground with our heels. Rise tall through the crown of the head. Inhale. As you exhale, release your right arm down by your side. Come into a nice side bend. Inhale, back through mountain. Exhale, side bend over to the other side. Inhale, back through mountain. As you exhale, come into your forward fold. So we'll come into our prayer, soften our knees, come into our forward fold. Take a moment here, maybe grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Releasing any tension in our lower backs. Shaking our head yes, shaking our head no. Releasing any tension in our shoulders and necks. And then we'll take a nice inhale. As you exhale, release your hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll come fingertips to shins. If you have your chair, you can always come to a halfway lift on your chair. But we want our shoulder blades back, knees nice and soft, tailbone facing the back wall. Nice, y'all. Take an inhale. Exhale, squat and curl. We'll plant our hands, lift our heels, and then squat down, bringing our heels to our toes. And then we'll do that again on the breath. So Inhale to mountain. We'll plant our feet. Flat back brings us all the way to standing. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. Take a breath here. One more time, just like that. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach all the way towards the sky. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. Take a moment to breathe. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe take a moment. Just scan your body, see what's going on there. Any shifts or changes? Think about something you're thankful for of your body. Like, thank you, legs, right? I can stand. Thank you, lungs. I can breathe. Think about something you're thankful for. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Beautiful. Okay, we'll come into our standing series next. So, Warrior Two. Let's face this way first. So our Warrior Two, don't worry camera, I'll be right there. So feet nice and wide, point your right toes towards the wall and then sink into our right knee. Yeah. And then if your knee is over your toes, step back just a hair so we can balance our knee over our ankle. Yeah, and then move back just a hair. Yes, because we want our knee right over our ankle, not like super far forward, not like a perpendicular. That's the word I'm trying. What is that word? We'll do a little bit of a dynamic Warrior Two. So as you inhale, straighten your leg, reach your hand up high. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale. Exhale, Warrior Two. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, Warrior Two. Nice, y'all. Okay, so if our knee is kind of close to our middle toe, see if we can open it up just a hair so it's towards, sorry, we don't want it towards our big toe, we want it towards our middle toe. Yes, good adjustment, so good. Okay, so from here, take your left hand, bring it down, reach it through, come into your crescent lunge. So we're lifting up onto our back, yes, exactly, back toe ball. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Exhale, T-twist to the right. Right hand behind, left hand in front. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, T-twist to the left, left arm behind, right arm in front. Inhale through center. Exhale, step up to the top of the mat. Nice, y'all. Here's our balance pose. You have the option to stay here into your into your mountain pose, or coming into your one-legged mountain, lifting our left knee to tabletop and just practicing a balance. Remember, you do have your chair, so you can always utilize the chair. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, take a big step to the back of the mat. Boom. So smooth like butter. Awesome. All right, here's another thing. Pivot your back foot down, arms up high, star pose. Yeah, so good. All right, toe heel your feet so they're nice and wide. Yes, just a little bit wider. There you go. Take an inhale. As you exhale, horse pose. So hands come through center, toes out, heels in. And then we'll just kind of rock side to side like we're riding a horse. You got it. I believe in you. Nice, y'all. Come back to the breath. Inhale to star. And then bring your hands out into a T. So for our warrior two on the left side, we want to make sure that our we're almost as wide as like where our wrist would match. Yes, beautiful. Take an inhale. As you exhale, warrior two to the side. You look good, looking good. So we're facing the back wall now. Yes, beautiful. Go ahead and look down. Make sure your knee is right over your middle toe, right over your ankle. Yes, so good. As you inhale, straighten your knee, lift your left arm. You got it. As you exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten, lift your arm. Exhale, warrior two. Y'all got this. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Now taking our right arm, you've got this, you don't need me. I promise y'all are doing so good. Take your right arm, swing it towards the back of the mat, and then lift up your right foot for your crescent moon. Yes, beautiful. And then coming up on your back toes. Yes, good adjustments, y'all. Beautiful. Inhale. As you exhale, turn to the left arm behind, right arm in front. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, right arm behind, left arm in front, turning towards the right. Yes, you've got it. Inhale, back through center. And then step to the top of the mat, or to the back of the mat, I should say, for your mountain pose. Option to stay here, or option to lift your right knee for a little bit of a balance. Pressing down into the floor with your left heel. So good. Take an inhale. As you exhale, big step to the back of the mat, crescent lunge. So good. And then coming up through star, we're facing the side wall. Yes, y'all are awesome. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Take an inhale. Exhale to horse, toes out, heels in. Maybe this time plant your hands onto your knees, and you can do like a little bit of shoulder dips, if that feels good. Just adding a little bit more movement. Beautiful. Inhale to star. Oops. And then toe heel your feet together. Beautiful. Take a nice inhale. Face the front of the room. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. We've got a little bit of a hold here. Option to stay into your squat and curl, or option to come into a little bit of a foot stretch by placing your knees onto the ground, keeping your toes tucked underneath. So it'll be more intense the more you sit straight up. It'll be less intense the more you lean over. So it just depends on what your toes are wanting. And we'll just hold here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come into tabletop. And then, I love how like everyone knew exactly what to do. after that. Nice, y'all. So coming into our tabletop, we'll do what's called bird dog. So a little bit of a balancing pose. So tuck your left toes underneath you. Slide your left leg along the mat. This is your first layer. Option to stay here, or maybe slide your right hand in front of you. So we're opposite. So our right hand is in front, our left toes are tucked. The work is still here. We're engaging our belly to help us balance, or maybe lifting our foot and our arm to get a little bit deeper into the pose, finding a little bit more strength. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Nice, y'all. Come back. Give yourself a little bit of a wrist break. And then we'll do that on the other side. So coming back into your tabletop. Tucking your right toes underneath you. Sliding your right foot behind you. Again, option to stay here, or option to take your left fingertips, slide them in front of you. And this is enough for a balance pose right here. But if you want a little more challenge, a little more to work with, we can lift our foot in our hand, like a rubber band being stretched. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. We'll give ourselves a nice little wrist break. We've got one more, I guess, strengthening pose. These are kind of like core strengtheners, right? That band around here that helps us be stable. Coming back onto our tabletop. So if this is enough, you have the option to stay here and just engage the core and hold here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we come into our plank by sliding our toes behind us, stacking our shoulders on top of our wrists, tucking our tailbone down. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop to your knees. Nice, y'all. Very good. Okay, so from our knees, take your right foot and just step it forward. Beautiful. Okay. Now, if this is too much on your knee, you can always take a moment to fold the back of your mat for a little bit more of a cushion. That's an option too, because we'll be in this pose for a moment. So hands onto your knees, keeping our hips nice and square. We'll just lean forward a little bit so we can release our hip flexor. Feel free to stay in this stance as well. Relax the shoulders down the back, relax the jaw. And then a couple options coming up. First option is to just come into like a simple twist by planting our left elbow onto our knee and just doing a simple twist. To get a little deeper into the thighs, we can plant our hand down to the ground and then reach our right hand up towards the sky. If you want to get into a little bit of strength, you can tuck your back toes underneath and come into your twisted lunge. Find what works for you and what's good for your body today. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, release your hands down, and then come back into your kneeling position. We'll repeat that on the left side. So stepping forward with our left leg. Hips nice and square, hands onto the thigh as we begin to lean forward. Shoulders down and back, coming back to that affirmation or that intention of body appreciation. These moments of stillness, how can we appreciate our bodies for where they are right now in this time and space? So again, we can come into our easy twist by planting our elbow onto our thigh and just coming into a twist towards the left. There you go, beautiful. We can get a little bit deeper by planting our hand to the ground and reaching our left hand up towards the sky. Other side. There you go. You got it, beautiful. Or we can tuck our back toes and lift our back knee. Nice. Good options, y'all. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, release your knee to the ground, release your hand to the ground. Bring your foot back. Camel pose. So our camel pose, let me show you the chair version first, and then I'll show you the ground version. So if you want to do the chair version, it just depends on if you're, well, you could just try them all out. I'll demo. So the chair version is just, sitting in your chair, planting your hands behind your head, and like doing one of these things. Right, so you have that chair for support. That's also a good one to do, like in between your studies, right? We're here, come in here. So that would be a nice chair option. For the ground option, we come to standing on our knees. So our knees are about hips distance apart. Place your hands in your back pocket, roll the shoulders down and back. We begin to gaze at the sky as we inhale and begin to follow our nose behind us, coming into the pose as much or as little as we want. So this might be where we stop, or we might go a little bit further to where the wall meets the ceiling as we bring our hips closer towards the front of the room. And then the last phase would be reaching behind you, grabbing onto your heels. But again, it's whatever your body is calling for. And then we'll inhale and rise. Exhale, come to sitting onto your heels, hands planted on the thighs. Take a moment to just soften or close your eyes and just notice any of the sensations, anything bubbling up, and know that it's okay and that it's welcome and you don't have to change it, and there's nothing wrong with you. This is just part of the process. Our job is to just be here and observe and show ourselves love and compassion through the process. Take a nice inhale. Let it go. Go ahead and come onto your tabletop again. As you inhale, reach your right arm high towards the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle. So we'll bring our hand in between our wrist and our knee, and then we'll slowly lower our right shoulder to the ground. Keep going, keep going. You got it, you got it. Beautiful, yes, exactly. Exactly. Just melting into the mat, stretching out the backside. Of our upper back. Inhale, begin to reach your right hand high. Exhale back to tabletop. We'll do that again, left side. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread the needle and release your left shoulder down to the mat. Release your jaw. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, come back to your tabletop. Shift your weight to the side, swing your legs out in front of you, and I'm gonna turn and face you. So you'll cross your right foot over your left. Beautiful. And then coming back onto our fingertips or onto our hands, flex your left foot and slowly bend your knee until you are at a position where you're feeling good about this figure four, whatever that means for you. Trying to keep our spine nice and tall. And then we can even rock from side to side. And then we'll pause, extend our leg back down, lift your right knee. Option to stay here, or option to take your left leg and kind of tuck it underneath you. It doesn't matter. It honestly does not matter. It just depends on what's more comfortable for you. If it's more comfortable this way or if it's more comfortable tucked, go for it. We'll take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, we'll turn towards the curtains. So we'll turn our bodies towards the curtain. If you want this more of a back, a twist, like a spinal rotation, you can take your elbow to the outside of your knee and use that as leverage, right? Gentle leverage, we're not forcing ourselves. If you want to get a little bit more into the outer hip, you can hug your knee into your chest, and so then it's more getting into the bottom side of our body in this pose. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, counter twist all the way to the other side. And snap, crackle, pop sometimes happens, that's okay. And then come back to center. Take your right leg, swing it all the way around. So we're coming into like a Z-sit. Nice, y'all, beautiful. So this might be the work to just stand straight tall or to lift our hip. We can come back onto our fingertips, maybe onto our elbows if that feels okay. The whole idea of this is to stretch out our quad and our hip flexor. So sometimes this is enough. Sometimes this is enough. So whatever it is that your body is calling towards. We're not forcing ourselves into any of the poses. We're just being here and breathing and noticing. And then as you inhale, come to rise up. Swing your legs around, give them a little shake. And we'll keep all of that on the other side. So crossing our left leg over our right, so right above our knee. Hands behind us. Flex your right foot and then slowly bring it in as much or as little. That feels good to your body. Nice, y'all. And then maybe adding some movement. Sometimes it adds sensations to different areas. And if one area feels like it needs more attention, you can pause there a little bit longer. And then coming back toward the center, releasing your foot back down to the ground, bringing your left knee back in. And again, you can keep your legs straight or you can tuck it underneath you. It doesn't do anything different to the pose, it's just a matter of comfort. Take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, we twist towards the folded wall. And then again, if we want more leverage, we plant our elbow and use that to twist gently, or we can hug our knee into our chest. And then as we are getting close to the end of our time, coming back to that contemplation, body appreciation, and recognizing that imperfections are not inadequacies. They are the reminders that we're all in this together. And that's Brené Brown. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, counter twist. And then coming back to center. We have that Z-sit next, so taking your foot, bringing it around. And then again, this might be the work, right? Or maybe we come back onto our fingertips, or maybe our elbows, whatever our bodies are calling for, right? One way is not better than the other if it's not right for what your body is wanting. Relax your jaw. And then inhale and rise. Swing your legs around in a little shape. And then slowly find your way back down onto your backs. You can use the chair for your astronaut's pose, or you can stretch your legs out long for your Shavasana. And I will guide you through a little bit of a body appreciation scan. So, that was okay. Taking some nice deep inhales and nice full exhales. Feeling the support from the earth. Letting your shoulders melt into the mat. Connect with your head. Moving into the forehead and the face. Consider your eyes, how important they are to you, everything that they take in, how they help you identify faces, internalize information, and appreciate beauty. No pair of eyes are exactly alike. Your eyes are completely unique, like snowflakes. Consider the beautiful colors and the intricate dimensions of your eyes. Connect with your ears, admiring their dynamic shape, their ability to listen and hear. In your mind, repeat, thank you eyes, thank you ears, as you sit in appreciation. Connect with the nose and the mouth. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Express appreciation for the natural filtration system of the nose. Repeat to yourself, thank you, nose. Thank you, mouth, as you sit in appreciation. Moving down the spine, feel the strength of these important bones.